Hey guys, Amar, and we're doing the Thought of the Day series. We are doing another video today, as I said, because we're doing two videos today because I did not record yesterday. So the second thought is on business, and it's an interesting thought. It's a thought about how to do business, right? So it is by Thomas Nixon Carver. Right? And it's largely about costs and expenses of a business, right? Cash flow, costs and expenses, revenue, right? Because the nuts and bolts of the business. So because you have to be able to pay the expenses, and you have to be able to earn more than the expenses, so that you make some profit, right? So that's what the thought is about. Let's see. It's an interesting thought on business, right? It says the hardest thing to find is the independent businessman who knows how to get all the factors working together and who can so organize them so he can pay the bills out of the receipts. That everlasting problem spoils a good many business enterprises. I think I could run almost any business if somebody would pay the bills. I talk to a great many radical clubs. They say that capital exploits labor, that all the capitalist does is to hire some labor, underpay it, sells it at a high price and pocket the difference. Sometimes I say to them, now if that is all there is to do, why don't some of you do that and make money yourself? Right? That is a criticism of capitalism. They employ labor at a small cost, and they underpay the labor and sell the produce at a higher price and pocket the difference, which is the profit, right? So now this guy Thomas Carver says, sometimes I say to them, now if that is all there is to do, why don't some of you do that and make money yourself? If that's that simple, why don't some of you do that and make money yourself? The reason you don't is because you can't. If there are 100 radicals present, I'm pretty safe in saying that there isn't one man among them who can hire any kind of labor. There's not one man among them who can hire any kind of labor, pay the current wages, and get a product that he can sell for enough to pay the wages. Okay, that's a brilliant thought. That's largely the thought is saying that it is so difficult to be a businessman, right? What the thought is saying is that why there are so less entrepreneurs or business people in the world. Most people are not business people. Most people are employees. Most people work for people who run companies, right? And there's a lot of criticism of capitalism around the world, where people say that all that capitalists do is that they hire people at low wages, and they sell their produce at a higher price, and they pocket the difference. It is so easy to be said. I mean, as a writer and as a comedian, somebody who's been working for himself for the last 5 to 6 years, I realize how difficult it is. Even comedy, for that matter. Let's say take comedy as an example. It takes so much to produce comedy, right? So there is a process of writing comedy, producing the videos, which involves costs. Producing the video is a cost. The comedy video is a product of a comedian, right? Like his shows are his products, right? So the comedy video, let's say, is a product of a comedian, and it goes through a rigorous process of manufacturing, which is writing, creating, production, right? And to be able to produce that video, there's a certain cost where you have to hire video people, you have to hire somebody who edits the video. So it is a difficult process. For people who produce physical products, unlike comedy, which is not a physical product. Comedy is a intangible product, right? But it's a product, right? It's an intangible. Unlike for people who create physical products, for that matter, let's say a scissors, right? This is a product. Somebody's created it. I bought it. Let's say I don't remember. Let's say I bought this is $50. And somebody, to create this scissors, somebody had to buy metal. This is metal. This is iron, and this is plastic, and this is a screw here, and so this is a product. This is a finished product which I can use. So I can use the scissor to cut whatever. I can cut the book if I want, the book that I'm reading from. So to produce a product, so much goes on. Somebody would have hired someone to create this metal in a certain form and produce the scissor in a mass production format, right? So capitalism is the greatest force in the world. To be able to become an entrepreneur, is one of the most difficult things in the world. And that's why he says to them, now if there's all there is to do, why don't some of you do that and make money yourself? The reason you don't is because you can't, because it is so difficult to work for yourself. It is so difficult to organize resources, people, time. There's marketing to be done. Somebody put this scissor somewhere, there was an ad or something, or it was put in a distribution format in a store where I saw it. It is a marketing cost, it's a distribution cost. After all, it's a distribution cost, right? It was there and I saw it and I picked it up, right? So there are costs involved, and all those costs need to be taken care of before the entrepreneur can make a profit and pay the wages. I heard one of the sharks in the Shark Tank, I forget his name. He said the other day in a video, and he said that the most noble thing you can do in the world is to start a business and create a job. Start a business and create a job is the noblest thing you can do in the world, and that is so difficult to do, because to be able to pay wages to that person who's dependent on you for his salary to run his family, you have to figure out so many things. So being an entrepreneur is perhaps one of the most difficult things in the world. So if you find someone who's pursuing entrepreneurship, support them, okay? Because there's a lot of criticism for entrepreneurs in the society, then there is appreciation for them. So if you find an entrepreneur, please appreciate them, because they're going through a lot to figure out how to create a production process through which they can produce something and sell it to the market and make a profit and be able to sell wages, right? So be appreciative of business and entrepreneurship, because that is the greatest force in the world. All the goods in the world that have been produced in the world are because of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, right? Great thought. Now, if there's all this that there's to do, why don't some of you do that and make money yourself? The reason you don't is because you can't. If there's 100 radicals present, I'm pretty safe in saying that there isn't one man among them who can hire any kind of labor, pay the current wages, and get a product, and I can sell for enough to be able to pay the bill. That's the thought of the day, and it's a brilliant thought of the day on business. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.